the Fandom Bricks podcast.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Fandom Bricks podcast. I'm your host Sam and I am today joined by Josh, the Galaxy of Bricks.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast.
And we have a very special guest today. We are joined by Shamus, better known to all of you as Just15Bricks.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I heard you guys last week. You guys smashed it. So, yeah, super stoked to be on.
Thank you very much. That's very kind, and definitely, I feel, an over-exaggeration. But we were very pleased. We were very pleased with how it went.
Yeah.
We were kind of chatting about it, and we thought we'd get 2 views, myself and Josh. But we did a little bit better than that, and we got a few subscribers.
I listened, so that's 3.
So I'm hoping each week, if we can pick up a couple of people, then we'll be doing well. But we're here to talk about Lego, not to pick up subscribers. So we're doing all right. Okay, so we have discussed this a little bit, but we're going to start each week with Lego life stories. Just go over where we may have come across some Lego, what we might have built or bought this week. We are eliminating yesterday from our Lego week, and you'll understand why when we start our first main topic. So since you are our very special guest, Shamus, would you like to kind of go over whether Lego has impacted your life at all this week or whether you've had a quiet week with it? How's it gone?
Well, and we can't talk about yesterday. Okay. Well, okay. So, on my channel, last week I was doing a build. For those who don't know me, I build 15 bricks a day on just different sets on my TikTok channel, and I was building the old Droid Army AAT, and it was just bringing back so many feels. Like just the even though in hindsight, episode 1, 2, 3 weren't amazing for Star Wars fans. There was a vibe, there was a hype around it, and it was just sort of bringing back some of those feels. And it was just kind of cool to share it with people. So that was it. And yeah, I guess there's still been quite a few specials around from different retailers, maybe even outside of Lego, but I maybe picked up a couple of things that I'd been eyeing off for a while and maybe got 20-25% off. So sort of justified it.
Nice. Did you, I know you mentioned that episode 1 wasn't your favourite, but were you at any point tempted to watch it whilst you were building it?
It's the way I build, it's sort of my time to zone out and just sort of focus on that. It's not quite meditative, but it's almost there. But I actually was tempted to rewatch episode 3 recently. Haven't got there yet, but yeah, it's on my to watch list.
Nice. Yeah, I find certain, like the way that you do things, it's very much like 15 bricks at a time, and kind of takes you out of it. When I'm doing like a larger build, I do tend to like to put a film on in the background, and I do tend to try and find like a related film to whatever I'm building. So if I'm building a Jurassic Park set, we're putting Jurassic Park on.
Makes sense.
Always a nice way of doing it. Josh, what about you? Have you come across any Lego this week?
I mean, well, obviously we're discounting Brick Fest because that's the topic for another day. I mean, the only thing that I've really built this week, and ironically, our guest also knows, was the Aston Martin DB5 from the Lego Speed Champions. He and I did a joint live together where we built that, which was really good fun. And it's a great build. It's my first ever Speed Champions set as well. And I just
That's your first ever?
Yeah, my first ever, yeah. I've never done Speed Champions before. It's never interested me. But it's James Bond. It's an Aston Martin. It's probably the only time we're going to get a small-scale Daniel Craig-esque minifigure. So I thought, why not? And I absolutely loved it. And to build it on a live with you was great, because it was the first time that you and I have been live together in a long while. And also, I think it's the first time you and I have ever actually built together at the same time the same set as well. So it was good. It was good fun.
Yeah, no, it was really cool, because I remember we were talking about it after we finished recording last week, that you were going to go on and do yours, and I had done mine the night before. That was my first ever Speed Champion set as well. And purely because it was James Bond, I figured we may not get another James Bond set, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do it. I don't have it here with me, but I genuinely enjoyed building that.
It was fun.
It surprised me how much I enjoyed building a car, because it's not something that I'd normally go for. So
Yeah, it's a great set, and I mean, looking at it now because it's just in front of me, but I can't reach it because it's not in view of my hand because I've only got really small, like dinosaur-esque hands. It's surprising how much detail they've packed into such a small set as well, and it's great. And I like the fact you can interchange the number plates as well, so it's a win from me.
Yeah, that's a nice little addition to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think back to my week now. Because everything kind of culminated yesterday, didn't it? I did the same. We recorded the pod halfway through last week, or no, was it? Trying to think, Monday last, or was it Wednesday last week? Wasn't it? It was Wednesday last week. So last week I would have built the Aston Martin, but I also built Obi-Wan Kenobi's Starfighter. It was the first Star Wars build that wasn't like a poly bag in 2 months that I had built.
Wow.
So I was very excited. I think that's probably the longest I've been in years from building a Star Wars set. And I really enjoyed doing it. I haven't built a lot recently, so it was really nice to kind of sit down and build that. And I was trying to think of different ways. I've been watching lots of other people's videos and try and think of different ways I can kind of present my videos and do different things. So it was nice to kind of have a play about again and build.
It's awesome.
But I think the important thing is that we need to move on to main topic number 1. So,
is this where we talk about like NordVPN and Squarespace? Is that
Josh re-recorded those? We'll cut.
Okay,
cool. Yeah. It's all been.
It's Manscaped that Josh does.
Yeah, for those of I mean, obviously it's worked very well. Is all I'm going to say now. So. Yeah, I'm being sponsored by the hour by that. So, yeah, quick shout out for the pod.
Brill cream.
Yeah.
No, we'll move on to topic number 1, which is, of course, Brickfest Birmingham 2022. Most people that are listening to or watching this have probably seen the many, many videos and pictures that we've posted from our days out. Mm-hmm. It was a great day. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I took Jacob with me, so it was great to kind of experience it with him. His first kind of convention of any sort was really exciting to kind of see him buzzing, like all these sets that he's dreamed of. And although we didn't end up spending hundreds of pounds, he was so excited to kind of see everything and see how excited. Cool. I think at that age, it's really good to kind of see a group of people excited about something that he's maybe at the age now where he's starting to think, is Lego a bit too nerdy if I want to be cool at school? Is it a bit nerdy? But I think it was quite nice for him to kind of see and be excited about it. So that was really good. But we'll start with you again, Shamus. What did your day kind of look like around Brickfest, and what was your overall experience?
My day, so I travelled in by train. It was about a 40-50 minute train, caught up with everyone. It was so cool that we got to meet up beforehand. A bunch of the Lego TikTokers from in England sort of met beforehand at the Lego store in Birmingham, which was only 20-minute walk or so away from the venue. So it was so good to just actually see people in person. That was possibly my highlight from the whole thing. It was my highlight from the whole thing. But yeah, once we got to the venue, it was jammed. Like, I was not expecting the crowds that were there. And I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was. It was pretty cool. Some of the builds, some of the mock tables were awesome. I'm not sure the name of the lug group, so apologies there. But I picked up a couple of accessories rather than actual Lego sets. I was thinking about a battle pack, and by the time I went back to get it, it was gone. But yeah, I shared some of the things that you also bought there, Sam, and I've seen you already posting on socials. So try not to steal your thunder on that, but I haven't got to play with mine yet. Yeah.
Nice. I know exactly what you're talking about, and they're right here.
Yeah,
they're right
are.
Here.
I saw you've already posted about them. That's cool.
Yeah, I was so excited last night when I got in. I was like, I only bought a couple of little things, so I'm going to go and play with them. So I was the same. I picked up from minifig accessories, and I had a list of cards and things that I picked up from yesterday. So I'll kind of put a list in the description, certainly on the YouTube channel, of all the links to all these amazing creators that have built so many amazing things. but we picked up some of these light up lightsabers. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but since they were right there and you had picked them up, I was like, no, I'm going to go get some. And straight away, and it was really, do you know what? It was really interesting putting them in, because I've never done a light kit on a set before. I don't know why I've never done that, but I kind of feel like I want to keep my sets whole, because I'm OCD like that.
Yeah, I get it.
But because I had kind of built this set myself, it was really interesting going back and taking it apart and trying to work out how I was going to channel the cables and everything through it. And so it was quite interesting, and it was a lot more fiddly than I had kind of, in my head, I was like, I'm going to plug them in and I'm going to turn them on and it's going to look awesome. And it didn't straight away. So it took a little bit of working. But yeah, I was very, very happy with that purchase. You talked about the battle pack and how you went back and it wasn't there. There was a set that I was kind of keen on getting and was kind of hoping there was going to be one there. So Josh, we'll talk about your day at Brick Fest and what you may have picked up at some point.
He didn't really pick up much.
Yeah, not only just a couple of little things, it's it's one of them. But yeah, for me, Brickfest kind of started on the Saturday because I travelled down from where I live. So for me, it was about an hour and a half car journey. And then I stayed over in Birmingham and just kind of got to lay the land, recce'd the Lego store and the venue from where we were, just so we've got a rough idea, distance and timings and stuff. And then obviously, as our special guest has just said, we all met up at the Lego store. It's a shame we weren't like, a bunch of Lego TikTokers with all our likes and followers and all our, our TikTok clout. We weren't the first ones in. There was like 10 people in front of us who just kind of just appeared out of nowhere and just walked straight in. I was like, oh.
They definitely jumped the line, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We were there from the start and, it was one of them. But then going around the Lego store, picked up a couple of brickheads, which was really good. So the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader brickheads that have just come out, and the Nagini, Voldemort and Bellatrix brickheads as well, which look absolutely amazing. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but the person who they were for loves Harry Potter and is really getting into brickheads, which is so good. It's kind of nice to share Lego with people and know that person likes brickheads is so good. But yeah, that was kind of like, I thought to myself, I'll buy a couple of things, but then I'll limit myself to when we get to Brickfest. And yeah, that is when anarchy unleashed itself upon...
It all fell apart.
Yeah.
That idea went out the window, didn't it?
I had a little bit of a mare, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we got there, and I mean, I already saw like the first order Starfighter from The Force Awakens was there for £50. I was like, ooh, do I get that? Do I not? Oh, I'll come back to it later. Walking around and then picked up a couple of brickheads, a Dumbledore keyring, a couple of small like metal silver foil polybags you got from the magazines and stuff. And then, unfortunately, due to Beth all-time Yashin happening to spot this a little bit and urging you around, I saw something that a lot of you who listened to our podcast last week will know what I'm going to talk about. They had the Ghost and they had the Phantom that goes with the Ghost at the same seller at the same time. And yeah, I bought it. So I bought my white whale set.
Are we going to tell the people how much you bought it for, though?
Well, I mean, those of you who...
Or is that something you want to keep a secret?
I mean, I'm going to keep it a secret for now because I'm not one of those people who brags about how much I spent on Lego and things like that. Because obviously I get that some people, especially with the way Lego is at the moment, it's extortionate in some parts what you can gain. Obviously, this was a third-party seller, so shout out to the people who sold it to me. Unfortunately, I have lost their business card, so I'll have to try and root that out. So I can't give them a shout out on our podcast. But yeah, I can say that it was more than what it's currently selling for as a set on eBay right now. As a full sealed set, it's about £500 and something on eBay. I paid less than that, but I still paid a heck of a lot for it. I mean, both the boxes, they've got wear and tear. It's standard. They've been boxed up for how long? So the boxes aren't new. The superficial damage to the Ghost, and then the Phantom's got like major damage on it, but it's still sealed. And I'm happy. I got to go to Brickfest, my first ever Lego convention, meet all my cool TikTok friends, and I got to find my white whale set whilst with my TikTok friends, and that for me is like one of the best memories that I'm going to have, not just as like a Lego fan, but yeah, exactly, you know, as a Lego fan and just as a person who does this as a hobby, to do that at your first Lego convention, I think that is a win for me. So that was my Brickfest. I was able to get my white whale that I've been after for years, and it's stood up in a box right next to me, and I just keep looking at it, and every time I look at it, I'm just like, I've got that. It's so cool.
How long is it going to stay sealed for?
I have not quite decided, because would you believe I have actually developed a set backlog right now.
Nice.
Not as good as Pod Bricks' boxes of backlogs, but I've got a few. So
nice.
Actually, I was just jumping back to me for a sec. It's all about me. I just realised I actually got more from the Lego store than I did from the expo from Brick Fest.
What did you pick up at the Lego store?
My enablers enabled me to pick up the ATTE.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, so that's what I walked away with.
Yeah, because
nice.
You went around Brickfest and you got your small things, but that was like your big purchase of the day after going to Brickfest, wasn't it? So
yeah.
No, that's awesome. I still am yet to pick up the ATT. I will get it at some point, but I'm still kind of holding out for a slight price drop somewhere.
Oh yeah, and I bought fridge magnets.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Josh, Jacob recounted your purchase, but from my point of view on the way home.
Okay.
And he found it very, very amusing.
Really?
So myself and Jacob were walking around, and there's two sets that I've kind of had my eye on, but I'm not in a financial position to jump at them at the moment. But one of them is the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon, which I know you have, Josh.
Yes.
And the other one is the Ghost as well. And myself and Jacob were kind of discussing it, and he was looking at sets that he wanted. And I was like, I'd kind of just accepted if I saw the Ghost, I'd probably just go for it. And so I turned to him and I said, so if you see a Ghost, tell me. And the very next thing that happened was I heard from behind me, Sam, look what I've got. And I turned around, and Josh is there hugging his Phantom and Ghost.
Cradling it like a small child.
And Jacob found this very, very amusing on the way home. It was so funny that Josh got it, wasn't it? And I was, yes, it was very
Inside,
funny.
you just feel just the sadness and the sorrow. But the funny...
gritted teeth.
Yeah, the funny thing was, I don't think I actually mentioned this one. I think I mentioned it to a couple of people, but we were walking around Brickfest after I bought the Ghost, and I'm clutching it to me like a small child. I'm not letting this thing go. Yeah. Somebody comes up to me and says, excuse me, have you just bought the Ghost? I said, yeah. I said, would you be interested in selling it?
No way.
And I said, absolutely not. No, I've been waiting for this set since it came out. I missed on it first time. I am not letting this go. So I just held it to me and walking around Birmingham holding a Lego set. It was just, we went to the Lego store and people were just like, where did you get that from? So
yeah, I think it shows how much people want that, though. Literally just seeing a guy walking around cradling it and they're still like, I'll buy it from you. So it's like drugs, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so for my day was not slightly different, but we drove up, and it's kind of like a 2.5 hour journey for us. So myself and Jacob kind of wanted to make it a full kind of day out for us. So we kind of got there, went and got some breakfast, and then met up at the Lego store. We actually got there a little bit early and walked into Bish straight away. He was there waiting. So we had a good chat, and then everybody else turned up, and we all went in, and then myself and Jacob went to the adventure golf place, and we did a bit of mini golf to kind of break up our day a bit, and that was really good. He's a very talented golfer.
Excellent.
So put me to shame on the mini golf circuit. And then just got a drink and things and headed on down, and then came in and met you guys in there. But for me, it was kind of seeing him. You like walk in and his eyes were like, oof, like, whoa, so this is incredible. Even like, he has no concept of what Star Trek is. I genuinely don't think he's just ever come across it before. And the first thing you saw as you came in were these amazing Star Trek builds. As you came in, they were like Enterprises and other things. And he was like, this is amazing. And then walks in and just sees tubs of Lego that you can go and start building in. So like ran over and started putting things together, and it was just so cool to do that. And then to obviously see all of you guys there and discuss, it was nice to kind of be able to discuss different things and talk through things as we were like processing decisions in our head. Obviously Josh didn't do that, he just jumped at it.
Absolutely.
No, it was good. It was good. And for me, we spoke about it a little bit last week. For me, the big thing was going for inspiration to kind of see. And I even spoke about it last week about this book that I'm working on. And then I got there and this guy had made like 3, and I will find a link because I did take his card, had made 3 Dr. Seuss books and pop-out books like the Harry Potter ones, which were really, really cool. So I took a lot of it, and his were very different to the Harry Potter ones. They were like double folded out, so you had like a really big kind of wall coming out of it, which is what I was trying to figure out. So I took a lot of very detailed pictures to kind of steal ideas from that. But that's what I wanted to get out of it, and it was really cool. The other things that stood out for me, and I sorry, what was that?
His Grinch one was amazing.
Oh, yeah. It was incredible. And the other thing that stood out, and I put it in my video yesterday, were the little huts. I don't know if you saw the brick-built huts that this guy had made. They were very, very cool. And he pulled a piece off for me to kind of see what was in between. And there's so many, like, half brick in between. But the way that he's done it and put things in between to kind of pad it out to the right size is just, it looks very complicated and not something I'm talented enough to do, even attempt. But it was nice to see them. So yeah, we just had a really great day.
Awesome.
That was cool. And obviously everyone else was there, and I'm sure that they all kind of have very similar stories of going in and weighing up and spending lots of money.
Yeah.
And one thing I would like to say to potential subscribers or potential people that may want to stick with the podcast, I did go around trying to hit as many people up as possible to be like, can you come on our podcast, please? So we're hoping in the works. We've got a few very, very impressive creators coming on and joining us as well, which will be really good. Okay, so I think we'll round out Brickfest. I have no idea what happened there. I hope
Thanos clicked his fingers and you disappeared from the multiverse.
Yeah. I hope that's saved.
We'll soon find out.
We will. Fingers crossed. I'm sure it has. God. I genuinely, it literally just went off on me and just said, something's gone wrong. Something went wrong. Didn't tell me what. No, it says I have recorded stuff, so.
On my side, it's still showing that it's recording currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me as well.
Good. Phew. Okay. So I will get up my list. So our second main topic this week is a game, sort of, that Josh has kind of put to us that we're going to do a smash or pass. So the idea is I'm going to go through rumoured January sets and some confirmed January sets as well. I'm not going to go through all of them because I cannot believe how many sets are coming out in January. When you go,
it's crazy.
When you go through all the different, so you've got like, I'm not going to go through Lego Dots for us, unless either of you are really keen on going through that. But I'm going to try and touch on like key ones that I know that we potentially could be interested in looking at. And then we're going to say whether we'd pick it up or whether we'd leave it.
Let's do it.
So the first sets that come up are the Lego Brickheads. Now we've got some cool Lego Brickheads coming in January. So I'm just going to read them off, so you have to listen fairly carefully. I'm going to go for 4. I've picked out 4. So this hasn't been officially announced exactly what it's going to be, but there is an Endor Brickheads pack. So I'm assuming Luke, Leia, maybe Han in there as well, and Chewie. But then really interesting ones. I know we're kind of interested in this coming up. We've got a Frodo and Gollum Brickheads, a Balrog and Gandalf, and an Aragorn and Arwen Brickheads. So out of those 4 Brickheads, what are our thoughts? Shamus, we'll come to you first.
Okay, so I'm not big on the Brickheads. I was ready to say pass on all of them, but nice. The Balrog, I'm smashing that.
Yeah, nice. Josh, what about you?
I'm going to have to say very much so. Like, I'm selective on the Brickheads, but I'm totally 100% smashing Gandalf and the Balrog. Get straight in my basket. Like, that is me.
Nice. I used to say that I was very selective over Brickheads, but I think all the Star Wars ones that have come out in like the last couple of years, I've ended up buying at some point. Like I picked up the Vader and Obi-Wan this weekend as well. So I'm going to say that I would, in my head, I'm going to pass on some of these, but I'm definitely not. So Endor Brickheads, I'm going to get. I don't care who it is. I love Endor as a whole, the whole scene, all of that part of Return of the Jedi. So I'm definitely getting that. For the Lord of the Rings, I'm the same as you guys. Balrog and Gandalf is a 100% smash. The Frodo and Gollum and the Aragorn and Arwen, I honestly think I'm going to buy them out of pure fear of missing out on Lord of the Rings sets. I'm so scared I'm not going to get any Lord of the Rings sets. After seeing the prices at Brickfest this weekend, it was scary.
Oh, it's crazy.
Really scary. Kind of tiny little sets for 90 quid. Madness. Okay, next up, do we want to talk about Lego City?
Pass.
Okay, so we'll go down. I know that this is one that we will... Let's discuss this one. So we've got a Lego DC and Lego Batman. This is the Batmobile with Flash. So I don't know whether this is going to be a Flash movie-related one. But its price point is $44.99. So what are we thinking on that?
If it's a tie-in, I'm going to have to wait to see the movie. I bought the Battinson Batmobile, the smaller scale one, and I enjoyed that build. Look, I'm going to say smash.
Nice. Josh?
I mean, I don't actually own anything DC. I think I have one DC minifigure that I got in a polybag that somebody gave to me as a gift. There's just so much out there. You know, there's Batmobiles, there's Batwings, which are set to be retired. You can get the Batman cowl, you can get the Technic Batmobile. The Pattinson stuff I looked at in the Lego store on Sunday and some other stuff. But again, I'm more of a Marvel person than a DC person, but that's just because like Marvel is like the big IP at the moment. I'd have to see if it's a tie-in what the movie is like, because for me, the way the whole Justice League thing went and all that stuff, it kind of soured DC for me a little bit. So I'm going to have to pass.
Yeah. Provisionally pass. If the film's good, it may be a smash. Yeah. I'm the same. I have very, very little DC stuff. I picked up the Pattinson like small scale Batmobile as well, but that was because I was in Tesco and I saw it for like £15, and I thought that's less than it should be, so I bought it.
Yeah, come on.
And I have not opened it. I have not built it yet, but it's here. It's in the backlog, so I may go for that at some point. So yeah, I'm the same. It's a pass for me, but potentially, if the film ends up being very good, I may go for it. Okay.
Come on.
Right. There are no Harry Potter sets rumoured to be coming out yet, so we'll skip that. It's all kind of TBC for Harry Potter.
Anyway.
And same with Lego Ideas. Now, this set I thought may interest us. Although they're TBC and it could come out at any time in 2023, we have got Lego Indiana Jones sets coming.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to go off the three that we know what they're going to be. So we've got Fighter Plane Chase, which is a remake of an already built set or already set that's come out. We've got Escape from the Lost Tomb again, and the Temple of Doom. So what are we thinking? Are either of you Indiana Jones fans? Is it something that you might look to pick up?
Yes, I do enjoy a bit of Indiana Jones. I'm going to say it's provisional, but I'm going to say pass on the aerial fight thing, and a provisional smash on the other two. So
this may sweeten the deal. Escape from the Lost Tomb is a $39.99 set, which I feel is a lower price range for. So it might just be a kind of small vignette type thing. And the Temple of Doom is a $79.99 set.
Ooh.
Wasn't there a rumour that the Temple of Doom was basically just, you know, when they escape from Temple of Doom and they're fleeing them and they're in the minecarts, isn't it something like that? Isn't that like the leak, isn't it? Or there's something similar to that, which is it's like a massive like track that you follow around and it's all like that for $79.99. It must be big.
That's what they did originally. There is also on this list a $149.99 set, which I tend to think may be something like that, where it's a much larger set. I'm not sure. It's difficult to tell, but I think looking at them, certainly Escape from Lost Tomb at $39.99, 600 pieces, probably going to pick that up.
That sounds all right.
And then depending on what the Temple of Doom is like, I think that's probably, I'm sort of like half pressing the button on that one. It just needs to be a half decent set, and I'm going all in on that. What about you, Josh?
I'm definitely smashing on the Lost Tomb, like the Escape from the Lost Tomb. That is a definite smash for me. $39.99, 600 pieces. Yeah, I'm invested in that one. The others, I'd have to see what the images look like, what the set looks like. The Temple of Doom one, it's not my favourite Indiana Jones movie, but it's definitely a good watch in comparison to, say, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So for me, that's a provisional pass, but I could be swayed if it looks really good. For $79.99, it's got to be like, whatever the set is, it's got to be detailed for me, so maybe.
It's really difficult, isn't it, when you don't know exactly what it is, but the idea of it, I'm sort of halfway sold on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next list of sets, probably the ones that are going to interest us the most, knowing us, are the Marvel sets. And certainly there's a few on here, Josh, that I know you'll be smashing straight away. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do the first three first, and then we'll move on to the next ones. But the first three are kind of a 3-in-1, very similar type sets. They're more mechs, so Marvel mechs. And we have a Hulk mech, a Thanos mech, and a Rocket Raccoon mech coming out in January.
Smash.
Nice. Are you a fan of the mech, Shamus?
I am. When's the Ghost Rider mech coming out? Is that...
There is...
This...
Yeah, that is a mech as well. I've just realised. I thought that was a separate set because it's Ghost Rider with bike, but it's with mech and bike. So that's coming out in January as well. So we've got a Ghost Rider mech as well as those three mechs. But that comes with a bike, and that's... So all the mechs are $14.99. The Ghost Rider is $34.99. So it's obviously a much larger set. Josh, you're in deep thought about these.
I'm just thinking budget wise.
Oh yeah, when you start smashing these and it all adds up.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like you had me at like $14.99 for obviously the Hulk, Rocket Raccoon, and Thanos. But then when you said the Ghost Rider, it was like 34. I was just thinking to myself, yeah, okay. But I'm thinking, do you know what?
Think of all the cool pieces that are going to be on that. You're going to have lots of transparent orange. You're going to have chains. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider one I think will look awesome. The Rocket Raccoon one interests me. I feel like that will be a fun mech build.
The Thanos one is what makes me curious because we've had the Thanos mech before, which was I think it was like 2019, 2020, which I've got upstairs.
It wasn't long ago.
So I'm curious to see. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what differentiates it from the previous one because like what they did with the Iron Man, where they gave you two different sets and it came with like two different stud shooter style things. If it's something similar to that, I'm still very much interested.
Yeah, and I think
this one comes with its head removed.
This doesn't even come in the bag. I think we know that these are going to go drop in price as well. These mechs do tend to go down to sort of £9-10 fairly quickly. I was the same with the last ones. As soon as the Iron Man one dropped, I picked it up. Then the Black Panther one dropped down quite quickly, so I picked that up. So I'm the same. I'm a smash on all of them, but it won't be an immediate smash. It will be a wait until they drop a little bit and maybe pick one up at a time at varying points until they are all in the collection.
Sensible.
Yeah. The other one that we've got on here is a $24.99 set, Miles Morales versus Morbius. I have no other information on that.
$24.95 Miles Morales versus Morbius. So that sounds like it's going to be one of the sort of comic-y, booky ones rather than based on one of the visual properties. And it's not going to be based on animation or a movie.
Yeah.
They tend to do these like little 4+ sets. We picked one up over the summer. I think it was like a Green Goblin and Miles Morales one.
Yeah. For me, that set would completely depend on the minifigs.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is a bit of a favourite around our house. I've already got the Miles Morales from the Miles mech. So if it's another good quality Miles, maybe a smash. But as is, I'd probably lean towards pass.
What about you, Josh?
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Shamus on this one because I've got the Miles Morales mech. I've also got Miles Morales as part of my Daily Bugle set as well.
Yeah.
Because he's in that. But again, the Morbius, I'm curious to see what that is going to like because I actually don't know much about Morbius. It's not something that I 100% would know a lot about, but I'd be interested. But for that price point, it wouldn't be like if we're looking at what the other sets are, it wouldn't be similar to the Green Goblin and Spider-Man, which was like a double mech battle sort of set, would it? Like, because they did that with Green Goblin and Spider-Man, which was two mechs together. Would it be something like that, do you reckon?
So the more I think about it, the less I think it's going to be a 4+ set because Morbius is a little bit darker for the 4-year-old.
Yeah, that is true. It may well be a dual mech set. It doesn't have mech on it, but I think that might be a good shout. I'm looking at the piece count.
Spider-Verse 2 coming out?
Oh, I think it is next year at some point.
Yes, so it could be a sort of a tie-in sort of thing. Maybe
that would be really cool. But if I'm looking at the piece count and it's 220, and then you look at the other mechs, Rocket Raccoon's 98, Thanos is 113. It's right around the exact piece count that it would be two mechs. So that might be a really good shout.
Thank you.
Okay. So we've got one final one that we are going to talk about. The final Marvel one, and our final rumour. It's not a rumour anymore. It's out there. The Hulkbuster.
Pass.
What are we thinking? That is a hard pass.
It's a hard pass.
What are your thoughts on the Hulkbuster set?
All right, I want to say Hulkbuster is one of my favourite parts of all of the Marvel Infinity Saga. Like, did the fight between Hulkbuster and Hulk, smashing that building that. Go to sleep. I love that bit, and I have one that I've got, and I love Hulkbuster. This set is not it. And I'm not even talking price yet. The design of this set, it's just flawed. The legs are great, the hands are great, but there's something about the torso that is just way out of whack. It's like the chest is longer than it should be. The abs are short. The shoulder pauldrons are horizontal when they should be vertical. The head looks like it's tucked into his neck. It's just not right.
I love that we're talking to someone that has looked in this much detail. It's great. No, it's great because I look at it and I'm like, that's the Hulkbuster. That's my kind of relationship with Marvel. But I love that. Like, that's the sort of thing that if it was a Star Wars thing, I would analyze it in that my minuscule detail. But that's
Hulkbuster, as the Hot Toys version. Hot Toys. There's an amazing version of Hulkbuster that I always one day would love to have on a shelf somewhere. I haven't prioritized it, so I don't have it. But yeah, no, this is not it.
It's not it. Josh, not it?
No, I'm gonna say it's a pass from me as well, because again, don't get me wrong, the colours, the that yellowy gold, the red, it looks nice colour wise. The colour aesthetic looks amazing on it.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Again, if you go for the colour, yeah, fantastic, fine. But if you analyse it as very much Just 15 has done, great interpretation and analysis there. I love it. There's a lot of details in it that just don't sit right. And obviously, again, we don't know if it's specifically aimed at the movie that it's from, or if it's a variation of that, or if it's kind of not an exact copy, but it's, again, something similar to it.
It's meant to be the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster.
Oh, in that case then, no. Yeah, absolute hard pass, because it just looks abysmal. If you remember a few years ago, they released the Hulkbuster as like with the Hydra Stomper and the Ironmonger. Mm-hmm. There was something similar to that. That looks nice for a scaled down Hulkbuster. This just looks, like you say, it just looks flawed. The head looks too round as well. If you notice the detailing of it, not only is it tucked in, it's too rounded as well for me. So, not a big fan.
No, I think it's really interesting that you both passed. None of us have even mentioned the price point on it, which is high. But then again, all sets nowadays seem to be going that way. It's interesting you mentioned the head, Josh, because that was the one thing I was going to bring up. Is for me as a I'm not a massive. I like the MCU and I watch everything, but I don't kind of break it down and look at specific details. The headpiece just doesn't look right on there, and Shamus, you kind of said that it's not. It's like sat in. Josh, it's not the right shape, but that was the one thing when I was looking at it that stood out to me is that the head does not look right on it. And when you're paying that much money for it's a display piece, isn't it? You want that on your shelf. It's a huge piece that you want to go. And
I see similarities between this and the Black Panther bust.
Yeah.
The Black Panther bust is huge and it is expensive, and that's a pass because of those reasons. But it is a really good sculpt, really good design. It really looks like what it should be. But this, like you said, we haven't even talked about the price yet. It's just not it.
It's not it. So that's a pass for all of us on the Hulkbuster. I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to jump at this because whatever way you look at it, whether it's accurate or not, or the right price point, it's a collectible thing and people are going to want it. And
that Iron Man minifig is going to be worth a bit because no one's going to be buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be in demand. Yeah, so some really interesting sets coming out in January. I think it will be later on in the year that the big ones that we kind of want to discuss and look at. I mean, everybody's been discussing this Lord of the Rings set that's coming out next year.
I heard a rumour about that on the weekend.
Yeah.
So did
Josh has, well, I think with some help has worked it out. some insider knowledge with people at the Lego store as well, wasn't it, Josh?
Well, I mean, I was not the one, just for legal reasons, I was not the one who actually got this information. It was somebody else who I will not name on the podcast because I don't want anybody to get in any trouble. But
we're willing to give a name up to the police if we have to.
Yeah, fine. They'll probably know who he is anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, we kind of got some information on what the Lord of the Rings set is, and if you kind of sit and think about it and you base it on that, it's an interesting choice. And obviously, you know, we spoke about this last week on the pod as well, so I'm optimistic, but I want to wait a little bit longer, see some images of it, hear the piece counts, things like that, and then I can make my final assumptions from there, because it's Lord of the Rings, and again, Brickfest, we saw the extortionate prices for Lord of the Rings and Hobbit sets, but this one I want to see in the flesh before I make any kind of decisions, because it's a lot of money, I know, because I've just spent a lot of money to get for a Lord of the Rings set, so
yeah,
maybe.
Definitely. Okay, right, we'll move on to main topic number 3, but I'm going to really quickly take a photo to tell everyone on TikTok that we are recording live, because it's a very interesting look at my setup as well. So if you want to give like a wave, guys, and then everybody can kind of see where we're... Nice. Awesome.
I did the same.
Yeah.
Oh, can you guys just stop a second? I want to take a quick screenshot of all this so everyone smile. Say 3, 2, 1.
1.
Cracking. We're good.
We are. Oh, Josh is gone.
Josh!
I was just about to tell everybody that we're recording live and we've lost him. He's back. No,
I'm here.
It's happening. Okay, we'll post that at some point now.
Yeah, we'll sort it out later.
I'm add that to my story now. I'm not even going to worry about what we've said. Okay. Right. Main topic number 3. Looking forward to this one, because really it's a nice way to kind of pick your brains about your views on Lego and what your preferences are. So our third and last main topic this week is going to be, what Lego theme would you add to Lego if you were in charge and you could add any theme into Lego that's not currently in production? What could it be? Shamus, you've had a bit of time to mull this over. What are you thinking?
I don't remember seeing this in the red sheets. But we've had these questions quite a few times when we've been live on TikTok. I actually, it's just come to me now. You know what I think would be really cool? Some kind of group a whole bunch of animes into a theme. And you can have like a Gundam, you can have, we've already had Voltron, but some of those, what are some of the other ones? I can't think of it. Neon Evangelius.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So some of those really, cool Japanese mechs that have been around for ages, they could have a series of them. That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Nice. I'm not up with my anime knowledge. I don't know, but I know that obviously the Voltron one was very popular, and I know that people have been calling for a Gundam one for a long time. So yeah, I think it's a strong choice, and I think a lot of people would be keen for it. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, yeah, I'm not overly into my anime. I've seen One Punch Man, and I've seen some of the other ones as well, so I know some animes, but yeah, I think I'd give it a go. I really would. I mean, if it was something really cool and interesting, 100%, I would definitely consider an anime.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Josh, what's your theme of choice?
Well, I mean, I could have picked something that a lot of people have talked about recently, which is obviously Star Trek, because, Blue Bricks has the licensing for that right now, and obviously, it was Mega Bloks before that. But I'm not going to, because obviously this is a hypothetical scenario, so this isn't actually they're going to do it, they're not going to do it. This is just hypothetical. And I'm actually picking one of my favourite video games that I'm currently playing on my Xbox right now, and I've played on my PlayStation. And I'm going for Stellaris, which it's a science fiction-esque worlds simulator, so you create your own alien empires, and you can obviously found colonies, star systems, build ships, do things like that, and you can then take over the universe, you can explore wormholes, you can do things like that. And I think it would be interesting to see some of these ideas, because it gives you humanoids, it gives you aquatic aliens, it gives you plantoids, lithoids, things like that. And I think they're just so colourful and they're so versatile and they're just so interesting that something like that as Lego sets, yeah, that would be a whole new theme for me to sink my teeth into, and I would buy anything like that that came out. And I mean, obviously, if you're not familiar with Stellaris, go and check it out. And you can find the images on Google. It's been out a few years. It's on Steam right now. It's on the Xbox store. It's on the PlayStation store. But that's my thing. Stellaris all the way for me. I love science fiction. So yeah.
Can I answer again, because I've had a bit of a think while Galaxy's been talking?
Yeah, go.
And I have said this one before. I think they need to do a series of classic sneakers. They've already done the All-Star.
Yes.
But Jordan 1, Vans, just Converse Chuck Taylors, like a whole line of these iconic sneakers.
Smash.
I think that would be amazing.
Smash.
That would be
a lot of licensing to be done.
Yeah,
but that'd be so cool.
But like,
yeah.
Obviously, this is not just a personal preference one for that, because you bring that out and it sells really well as well, doesn't it? Like,
absolutely.
Everyone's going to buy them. You think you're then going for Lego heads and sneaker heads as well? Like anyone that collects either, yeah, you're printing your own money there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a great shout. Mine is actually fairly similar to your first answer, Shamus. I had to think about this, and one of my earliest fandoms that I was into would have been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was kind of thinking about that and bringing back that theme. And one set that I had kind of thought about was like a proper diorama set of like the turtle sewer. I think that would be a really cool like set of like really detailed, like all Donatello's like little tech room and all the different aspects of it. So I was kind of going through this. And then I thought, even if that came out and it was priced at say like 120, 130 pounds, as much as I love it, I would still be stood there going, am I going to purchase it? Like I would still be judging that smash or pass. So I had to I was really thinking about, if it came out, what would I just be like, done before I'd even seen pictures of it? And the theme that I ended up on was the Monsterverse. You bring out a 20-inch Godzilla and I'm there.
Yeah.
So anything from there, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Ghidorah, all of those kind of things, I'd be buying them, because I just think they would be awesome pieces.
And they'd have the options to do classic versions, modern versions.
You could go all the way
through. Keep the line going.
Yeah. And you can imagine like a diorama set as well of say like Godzilla versus, and then they're obviously like, surrounded by like a skyscraper, and then you've got Godzilla on one side, you've got something that he fights on the other side. Is like a diorama set. That would be quite an interesting one to go for, I think.
I mean, I would say like I would quite happily hide behind like a Godzilla and a King Kong here, and I'd just be in between them. Like, I would love it. And Godzilla was one of the first films I remember going to the cinema to see. And as terrible a film as it is, I still love it so much. And I just think anything Godzilla-wise will always get me to spend money on it. So,
are you talking the one with the P. Diddy soundtrack?
Pardon?
Are you talking the one with the P. Diddy soundtrack?
Yeah. And Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
Deeper Underground. I love that film. It's awful, but I love it. So
it's a guilty pleasure.
Absolutely. I still rewatch it very regularly, more than I would like to admit. Matthew Broderick is a Hollywood A-lister. Still is.
Absolutely.
So some really, really interesting themes. I'd like to see someone like mock up some images.
Yeah, I actually have an extra one, but this isn't one from me. This is one from somebody else who said, if you can get it on the pod, get it on the pod. If you can't, you can't. And the option that I'm pitching, that's fine.
No, go for it.
It's actually obviously myself and the person who pitched this idea are actually massive history buffs, and they were saying, wouldn't it be interesting to do something, say like monarchs through time in the United Kingdom, or different eras of history? So for example, like ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, like, you have like a massive like scarabs, and you could have, obviously we've got the pyramids of Giza right now, but you could have like say buildable scarabs, and you could have like Tutankhamun's mask and things like that. So maybe.
That's a really, really interesting one. I just like thinking it through very quickly in my head there. I don't know why Lego...
Shamus doesn't look impressed.
Yeah, I don't know why Lego haven't done something. The only thing that I can come up with is history is obviously...
That it wouldn't sell.
It's very like, this is history from our point of view, or this is history from someone else's point of view.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Lego may open themselves up for discussion, which is something that they're not keen on, I imagine.
Of course.
I think they've deliberately kept away from some. I know they've done the pyramid and they've sort of done some of that Egyptian history, but it's not really Egyptian history. It's a pyramid that happened back in the day,
and is still there today.
Yeah.
Same as the Colosseum as well. Like, you think of what went on in the Colosseum, that's not really what it's about. It's just an impressive structure that Lego have decided to make a set for.
Of course. And this is why topics like this are hypothetical as well, because they're not actually things that are going to be made. They're just things that we think people would possibly buy, possibly not. But I mean, it's what we as fans love. So discussion is what I think is important.
Yeah. They might buy it at like the gift store at Leicester Square. But it wouldn't sell outside of the UK.
No. I mean, I'm thinking of boys that I teach and things, and you talk through, obviously they're not going to do like a World War One, but like things like a Roman army battle pack. I feel like that would sell really well. I feel like there would be a big audience.
If you remember the Lone Ranger, they did like a Civil War style one a few years ago, didn't they, for the Lone Ranger? And then they did something similar with like the Green Soldiers from Toy Story. So, I mean, it has been done.
Yeah, I love the Green Soldiers from Toy Story.
Oh, they're so good. So good. They're so good. All the nostalgia right now.
Love it. Okay, so we have blasted through our main topics I'd like to say quickly, not quickly. But we are on to our final segment. Last week, myself and Josh had great fun doing our weekly draft. We were very disappointed, I think. The first two in, we had exactly the same. I'm a little bit worried this week that there's three of us and we're trying to do so. So the theme that we went for, we kind of went quite broad with the theme, so that we hopefully have come up with some different choices between us, but it'll be very interesting to see what we go for. So this week's draft is going to be based on Infinity Saga Marvel minifigs. So I know that all three of us are into our Marvel, some more than others, but I know that we all have Marvel minifigs, and so it'll be very interesting to see what we've come up with. Now, the order of play, I think we'll do go with Shamus first, since you're our guest. Then we'll go to Josh, and then to me, since it was Josh's choice this week. So, Shamus, we'll let you kick off with your first pick.
All right. My first pick, I was I asked Sam, I asked you whether this was like, if they were to fight, is that what we're putting together, a team to fight? And I've just decided, I'm just going for minifigs that I think are cool.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a whole heap of them.
Just cool.
Yeah.
So
this is what we did with the Star Wars one.
I was looking for a whole heap of them, and I thought, okay, more than anything, if there's one minifig that one of you guys picked before me, and that would really just like, and for me, my number one is Yondu from Aisha's Revenge. That is my number one pick. He's from Guardians Volume 2. He's got a really cool head color. He's obviously got the mohawk, which is cool. His print is, he's wearing the long jacket. So he's got the buckles and he's got the Ravager logo on his chest. The print goes down onto his legs to do the long jacket. And I just think he is really cool.
That is an awesome pick.
Solid. That's good. I like that, mate. That's a good shout.
And I feel like it's not, you haven't gone like main character route straight away. You've gone a bit outside the main characters. So great pick. Right, Josh, what's your first choice?
My first choice is a character that I have in my collection, and obviously kind of going around the Lego store helped me sort of pick this as a character that I wanted to have in this category. And I'm going to pick Black Panther, but I'm going to pick the one that comes with the Black Panther mech, the purple and black Black Panther mech, because I've got that in my collection. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite mechs, and again, it kind of seems rather poetic that with Wakanda Forever coming out, one of us picks him in as part of our team. So that's my choice, Black Panther from the Black Panther mech.
That is a great choice. I don't know if you saw me wince as you were talking then, but when you said Black Panther, I was like, oh God, it's happening again.
It's like Jedi Bob all over again.
Yeah. Because mine is also a Black Panther pick, but it's not Black Panther. My first pick is the Killmonger from
good shout.
the Flying Dragon.
From the Talon Fighter.
I just think that I rewatched the film recently because the trailer came out for the new one, and I was like,
he was nearly my number one.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I was looking through, and I was thinking back to the way that I started choosing my draft was thinking back to characters that I thought were cool in the films, and then going back and looking at the different minifigs. But just that black and gold colour scheme it's on point. So yeah, Killmonger is my first choice. So I'm glad I didn't go Black Panther, because I was weighing them both up. Nice. Okay, so no crossovers as of yet. Shamus, was Killmonger on your list?
Kinda.
Okay, so right. We're back to Shamus then.
Back to Shamus.
Pick number 2.
See, now I'm thinking strategically. There could be strategy at play here.
Definitely.
Some of them that. All right, here I go. All right, this again is purely on the minifig, and I think the set that this comes from and the movie this comes from do not deserve to be in anyone's top 5. But this figure, and some of the other figures from the same set actually are amazing.
I am hoping you're
Yellow
not saying...
Jacket from Ant-Man. You're kidding.
He was 4th on my list.
Oh,
wow.
That whole set, the Ant-Man final battle, some of the figures in that are amazing. He's got the yellow transparent inserts in the helmet, along with the helmet. He's got the backpack with the extended arms. The print's really nice. It's just a quality fig.
Very, very cool. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Bite-Sized Bricks logo is yellow and black. My first choice of Killmonger is gold and black, and Yellow Jacket was on. There was a very strong theme running through, but no, I completely agree. It's such a good minifig, and again, like you say, a massively underrated set as well for the minifigs that you get with it. Okay. So I'm going to have to go to reserves already. Josh, pick number 2.
Well, I mean, obviously, everyone knows me as the Galaxy of Bricks, so I'm going to pick something with a sort of spacey sort of vibe to it, and I'm going to pick Star-Lord.
Nice.
But I'm going to pick Star-Lord I'm picking Star-Lord from the recent Guardians of the Galaxy ship that I've just picked up. So that's my version I'm going for.
Nice.
Just for me, the
Very
quintessential, the classic Star-Lord. And again, it's a good take on the later part of the Infinity Saga. It's the first Star-Lord that I've got in my collection that I really, really, really love. And I mean, to be honest with you, Black Panther and Star-Lord is my top 2. I'm happy with that.
That's very strong. I thought about picking Black Panther, but not Black Panther, Star-Lord. But I'm sick of Chris Pratt minifigs. Every other Jurassic World Lego magazine has got a different style Owen in there. I'm not doing it, but great pick.
Thank you.
Good one.
For my second pick, it comes from an awful film and not a particularly great set either, but I really love the look of this minifig. It's a very recent one, and I was a little bit controversial last week with some recent picks. But my second pick is Gore, the God Butcher from the recent Thor film. I don't know if you've seen there's a set with Gore, Thor, and Mighty Thor.
Is there a yellow card on this play?
Is there? Pardon?
Yeah, can we? Yeah,
is there a yellow card on this play?
Yeah. Can he give you a foul for this one? Because clearly the man has something he wants to say. Yeah. Go on, Shamus, the floor is yours.
The Infinity Saga finished with Spider-Man Far From Home.
That is a foul.
Oh
no. I'm gonna have to. I'm down to my second reservist already.
VAR has confirmed this. Yeah, Bite-Sized Bricks. It is a warning.
I'm not even sure. I'm sure that's an own goal, isn't it?
That is. You've hit that wide, mate.
Okay, so that's being edited out. For my second pick...
Oh, no, keep it for content.
For my second pick of the Infinity Saga minifigs, which is what we're doing, guys, just so you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recap.
Is Spider-Man, but it is the Homecoming version of Spider-Man. So the first set, it actually came out, I think, in a Infinity War set. But it's the version of Spider-Man where he's got his it's like the black and red set, which is not one that I particularly love, but I just think is a really cool minifig. The details on the kind of webbing on the printing is really cool. So not my favourite Spider-Man suit, but the minifig itself was nicely detailed. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, really clean print on that
and
one.
it's in the Infinity Saga. Oh dear. Right, okay, back to Shamus.
All right, so this is one that I thought I was going to miss out on, but I haven't. Eric Killmonger, but from the Royal Talon Fighter pack. This is the one where he comes with the Wakandan mask.
Yeah, awesome.
Again, I loved his character in that movie. Possibly one of the best villains in all of Marveldom. The helmet is just really cool. The helmety mask thing. So it's got the descriptions. It says it's got like antelope horns and a light blue gray lion's made, and it's got the tribal print. And I think that the print on the body as well, front and back, it just calls back to the movie so strongly. So that's my number 3.
Awesome.
Solid. I like that.
Great pick. Okay, Josh, number 3.
I am going to go for my 3rd pick for the draft, and I'm going to pick the big bad of the entire Infinity Saga, and I'm going to pick Thanos.
Nice.
As a big fig?
No, I'm actually going to pick his minifig version, because
cool.
the big fig version would be the obvious one, but I like the minifigure version more. I love the detailing on his helmet. The gold is really nice. The blue just shines for me, and it's just a great minifigure. And I think, I mean, to be fair, yeah, we can have Thanos. We can't be fouled on this one because he's actually, the big bad of the entire Infinity Saga. So I'm going to pick Thanos, and I feel like when you can snap half the universe out of existence, yeah, you kind of need to be in somebody's team, don't you? So yeah, if we're talking about an actual character, so yeah.
Awesome, great choice. Okay,
thank you.
So my 3rd choice is in the Infinity Saga. Is a big fig actually, and my 3rd choice is Hulk. But from Endgame in the quantum realm suit. The white suit with the kind of the nano gauntlet as well. I think it links so many different ideas from the Infinity Saga in one thing. You've got all the Infinity Stones. You've got the time jumps. Hulk himself. I think it's awesome. I really like the quantum jump suits that they all end up having in the film. I don't love them on the minifigs. So I was kind of looking through the minifigs. I was like looking at the Captain America, because it just doesn't feel like Captain America. Whereas the Hulk, you still get, this is the Hulk, this is Endgame, Nano Gauntlet. So I was like, yeah, that's going to be my pick.
No, it's strong. I was trying to find a way to work in one of those quantum suits as well. The closest I came was actually War Machine. I just aesthetically, the helmet sort of goes with the rest of the suit. But I passed on that.
Nice. Okay. Right, Shamus.
My number 4?
Number 4.
All right. I'm going to go back to that same Ant-Man set from before. The Ant-Man final battle from the first Ant-Man movie. Hank Pym.
Nice.
In this one, he's wearing a black and red suit, and his helmet is also another 2-piecer, and it's got a transparent red insert, but the insert actually goes high on the inside of the helmet. The print, it looks like an older gent, which Hank was. And again, like this set doesn't deserve these minifigs. Like, there's no reason these minifigs should be as good in this set as they are. But that's how impressed I am with them. So that's my second one from that set in this top 5.
Awesome, great choices. Yeah, I mean, we discussed it last time. From the minifigs from that set are very, very nice. I think is a strong pick. Again, like, I feel like a different kind of pick, but very good. Josh.
Yeah, really good set.
All right, Josh.
It's hard. I'm looking at my list because I spent like a few days thinking about this, because obviously this was the category that I pitched to the podcast. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, like you said, it's got to be from the Infinity Saga. So at some point, but again, I was thinking, there's just so many figures out there, and there's just so many sets. You're trying to remember what sets they came from and which figures to go for. And I'm actually gonna go for Iron Man for mine, and I'm gonna pick Iron Man from the do you remember the Iron Man mech that you did with Brixborough, the gold one? It's not my favourite one, but I think it's a more updated Iron Man suit, and I like the one in the movie. So I don't like it as a minifig, but I like it in the movie. So I'm going to pick that version of Iron Man, I think. Yes, that's from the recent Iron Man mech that I'm going for.
That's a more gold suit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more gold than red. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the colorway on that one is not my favourite on there, but like you say, it's a very cool suit in the film.
Yeah, in the film it actually works. As a minifigure it doesn't, but also as well, I feel like it's one of those figures that, because it's so different, I mean, you can pick any version of Iron Man and it's always, it's always a red base with a gold body. With this one, it's gold with red accents and red highlights, and I feel like it's good because it's diverse. So
nice. Okay, on to my number 4. This is actually not my number 4. This is my number 6 pick now. I'm that far down my list. And it's Iron Man related. I've gone for Ultron. And
which was one?
From one of the early sets when Age of Ultron came out. It was quite a simple version of Ultron. I've seen more recent ones that have got a bit more detail, that I don't think they're necessarily related back to the film. But that I remember that set coming out, and at that point I hadn't really bought any Marvel Lego at that point, and I was like, that minifig itself, so I think it was one of the first sets where one minifig sold me the entire set. So yeah, that Ultron, very cool. So that's my 4th pick.
That's awesome. So to give you a bit of an idea on my thought process, I thought there's 3 of us, there's 5 picks each. If I've got 15 in my queue, I won't run out, right? Because I did maths. I'm good at that,
nice.
right? So I've already told you that I possibly had War Machine in the Quantum. He was in at number 15.
Yeah.
Number 12, I had Ultron Mark 1. So that's the one with the clear head.
Yeah.
And the print on it, and there are no strings on me.
Yeah.
But coming back to my number 5, I've got 4 that I would possibly squeeze into my number 5, because I was expecting at least something to have been picked by now. And I'm going to go with I'll go Hela. I'm going with Hela.
Oh, nice.
So Hela from the Ultimate Battle for Asgard set, it's all about that headgear, isn't it? Like it's amazing. The head print, I know it's really simple, but like for me, it calls back not Kate Winslet, I can't remember her name, but it's a double-sided print. It's got like sort of a mask so she can have the whole black thing happening, but she's also got just with the eyes. And again, the torso print is really, really nice, simple, but bang, calls back to the movie. That's my number 5.
That is, I feel like that's one of the strongest ones so far at your number 5.
100%. That is, we've, like you said, there's 3 of us, 5 picks, 15. I think out of all the ones we've had so far, that is the best one that you could go for. So that is a good one.
When you think just pure like aesthetics on a minifig, I don't think you can go much better than that. Okay, so Josh, we need to round out. Actually, really quickly, Shamus, do you want to just run through your list of 5 just to remind us of the 5 that you went for?
Yeah, sure. So my number 1 was Yondu. Then I had Yellow Jacket. Then I had Eric Killmonger, the version with the Wakandan mask. Then Hank Pym and Hela from Ragnarok.
Nice. Great picks.
Nice.
Josh?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some amazing picks out there. Characters that I didn't even think of, but now I'm actually kicking myself for thinking I should have really picked these. But I am going to stick with the Asgardian route, and I am going to pick Loki.
Loki, yeah, come on.
Yeah, but I'm going to go for the original Avengers movie, Loki, with the headpiece and the scepter and the Tesseract. I'm going to go for that one. The one that visually we all recognise and remember, the OG Loki for me for that.
Yeah, awesome. This is amazing because our final picks round out the 3 siblings.
Oh, okay.
Because I am going for my final pick for Thor from Ragnarok. So shaved head Thor. He's got, with the Lego minifigure, it's almost that like spiky hair. I always link that hair back to like Ninjago kind of style hair. But I just think linking back
again, some of the lightning print eyes, yeah?
Yeah. We're linking back to films. That scene in the film is just epic. So I had to get him in there somewhere. I had to get something from Ragnarok in. And the worst thing is, just like Josh said, like you're thinking back through ones that you could have picked. There's so many that we could have gone for. But I am definitely kicking myself that Hela wasn't in there because, wow. Okay, so Josh, I'm sorry, I went for mine before because I got excited that we all...
That's fine.
What were your final 5?
Yeah, so I went for Black Panther, Star-Lord. I went for Thanos, but the minifigure Thanos, not the big fig Thanos. I picked the gold and red Iron Man, not the red and gold Iron Man. So that's is it the Mark IV Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
went for that one, and then I rounded my team off with the OG Avengers Loki.
Nice, strong team again.
And what can I say? I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
Can I give a special shout out, special mention?
Go for it.
Just real quickly, the other ones that I was right up there that I thought I might have got onto, Iron Spider from the Sanctum Sanctorum
nice
set, Rocket Raccoon in the Nowhere Escape with the orange suit.
Rocket, that was next on my list, number 8.
Yeah, come on.
That was third on mine.
And Talos, the Skrull from Captain Marvel.
Nice. Yeah, so I think we've all got fairly strong teams. I'm a little bit worried that Shamus is going to take this one on the vote, but we'll put it to the vote again. We'll see what people think. Last week I tried to kind of clip it down, and I did almost like a highlights video. So those people that are listening or watching, if you go to our YouTube channel on Fandom Bricks, there will be a separate video, probably a day later than the podcast comes out, of just this draft pick. So you can watch, see what we came up with, and I'll add the pictures in underneath so people can actually see what minifigs we're actually talking about. And then they can decide who had the best draft or who came out on top. Certainly, since I picked all Infinity Saga minifigs, I'm in with a shout. I'm definitely disqualified this week. Okay, so that is it. After myself and Josh have discussed this week about being really succinct and not letting this overrun too much, I think we've been going for about an hour and a half. So well done, guys. We're probably going to
do the edit.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good edit, mate. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. So I think we'll leave it by letting you guys give yourselves a shout out. So Shamus, where can we find you?
I'm Just15Bricks. I'm mainly on TikTok. I have a Insta account, which I'm trying to get to, but yeah, Just15Bricks.
Awesome. And my ever-smiling co-host, Josh, where can we find you?
You can find me on TikTok. That is my main platform at the moment. And you can find me at The Galaxy of Bricks. You can find me on Instagram as well at The Galaxy of Bricks. And you can also find me on YouTube at The Galaxy of Bricks as well. And also you can find me at the Fandom Bricks podcast there as well.
Awesome. And you can find me, Bite Size Bricks, on mainly TikTok. I think I do have an Instagram account that I don't check very regularly, but I will try and be better at that. And on YouTube as well. But obviously we are the Fandom Bricks podcast on YouTube. We're on Spotify. As of, I think the last time I checked, I've got 3 hours until it's on. We will be on Google Podcasts as well. So we're hoping, I'm hoping by the end of this week, by the time episode 2 comes out, this episode comes out, we should be in all major podcast places. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, hopefully you'll be able to listen to us chat about Lego again, and we will continue doing it until someone tells us to stop. So one last very big thank you to both of you for coming along, and we will see you all or talk to you all next week.
Thanks for having us on.
Bye guys.